Welcome to Tech Champions. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and Wesley Hunt from Optic Systems is joining me here today to talk about his company. Wesley, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Man,
appreciate the opportunity.
No, thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, well, thanks for the opportunity to allow me to have a conversation with you. We met a couple weeks ago. We talked about your company, but I want to tell the rest of the world, what does Optic Systems do?
I appreciate you bringing me on. Optic Systems is a tech-enabled service solution, and what we really do is we've harnessed the power of 360-degree interactive video to do site inspections. And it's just amazing how many companies and industries out there need to get visual inspections of their product or their projects, and we're able to do it way faster, way more efficient, and more of a comprehensive manner than it's ever been possible.
And so a couple of things. You're in right now 4 verticals, willing to expand potentially, depending on the client. And how did you get in this space, and what are those 4 verticals you're in?
Yeah, so my background, I kind of fell into the HOA world, which is what a lot of people fall into the HOA world. But the issue with the HOA world is you're managing all these properties, plus you're getting 10,000 emails a week. And I say that as an exaggeration, but it's a lot. And you just can't be at your desk and in the field at the same time. But there's a ton of physical asset management that has to occur, and so there's all this wasted time of driving to properties to look at simple things. And so after I got in that space, I kind of started thinking, hey, there's got to be a better way to do this. And the co-founder and I developed this product. And then as we started driving our cars around in these neighborhoods, other industries started popping up like, hey, could you do that for us? Could you do it for us? And expanded pretty rapidly from there.
So to be descriptive here for our audience, so Optic Systems, camera on top of a vehicle, camera on top of a hat or a hard hat for somebody walking. What does that video grab look like, and where's that video go, and what happens to that? Yeah, I mean,
to paint a picture or create a visual for people, we're Google Street, but we use 360-degree interactive video. So if you're familiar with Google Street, we have a similar concept. But our people, we have cameras mounted on our cars. They're mounted on hard hats, so we're walking inspections, so we can go inside buildings, outside buildings, parks, playgrounds, trails. We also have a mobility device, which is a 4-wheeled mobility device that our inspectors can ride on for longer distances or bigger parks and playgrounds. And then the video is captured. We shoot in 4K, 6K, and also 8K, although hardware limitations of some clients prevent the use of 8K. But once that video goes up to our software platform, that's really what the end user gets, is this interactive 360 video. And then we've built all of the tool sets around it in the software. So now you can create work orders and pin assets and create opportunities, and there's a whole host of aerial mapping features that go into it as well. So you don't have to. The idea is that you can basically do your full site inspections virtually. You never have to put boots on the ground, and you still get almost, in our opinion, a better inspection at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. I've looked at your website. I talked at another venue. Is the fact that you get that video capture, you can tag it. You can tag the discrepancies. It goes in through a work order process. It goes to the right folks. They do the work. They close out the work order. It automates that whole process instead of the good old days of walking around with the clipboard, writing it all down, going back to your office, transcribing it, call somebody, email somebody. That whole process is eliminated. So one, I imagine you're reducing a lot of human error in that process. A lot of issues associated with the speed of the information, and then the accuracy of the feedback loop of these things actually get completed or not. That's gigantic. So we talked about HOAs, work sites, so construction locations, landscaping.
Yeah, it's right now our 4 verticals are, we do HOA and HOA management. So we help the HOA management companies, land development, home building. So a lot of our land developer clients use us. Commercial landscaping, and then the public works side, which is cities, municipalities, parks, rec, code enforcement, asphalt vendors, concrete vendors. All of that can utilize the program.
Yeah, and so for somebody that's looking, hey, I think I need to reach out and see your product and potentially have it as a service. Is it a service that you typically provide?
Yeah, so we are both a service and a software. So it's actually our employees all over the United States that are able to go out and capture this data. And then we're also the software we also are the software platform that the end user would utilize to view that and manage that data. So it's kind of a turnkey kind of a solution for them.
Yeah. And how long has the company been around, and where are you guys located at now?
So we're based here in Jacksonville, Florida,
yeah.
and we officially started in 2018, but we kind of built in the shadows, and we launched in 22 was our first kind of public debut.
Post-COVID, yeah.
Yep.
And you got folks, you got clients throughout the nation, so you're nationwide.
Yeah, we are. I think we have 14 markets right now that we service all across the United States, and that's Seattle to the Keys, basically, and everywhere in between. So
that's excellent. Yeah, and I can only imagine the demand for what you're doing. It's funny, I've had construction folks and people in the architecture, land development space talking about liabilities, also inspection, understand what's been done, not been done, reduction of theft, you name that. You're capturing all that information that's a historical artifact that can be, reviewed or, make sure that, whatever information they need to make decisions can be provided.
Yeah, we look at ourselves as really a force multiplier, right? Like, and everyone worries that, AI is going to take their job or we're going to take their job. But really what we've helped is the people that are doing this already. They're already required to do some form of inspection.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't have the resources, they don't have the time to get to every single site they need to as consistently and as efficiently as what we're able to do. And so we are helping them be way more efficient, way faster. It creates the comprehensive records of all the sites as well. So they say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
What's interactive 360-degree video worth? It's for your site. So it's definitely a force multiplier for most of these industries.
And for the audience that's going to reach out to you, what is your background? Can you tell them what you've done in the past?
Sure, yeah. So I'm a licensed Florida attorney, so that's where I originally got started. I kind of worked in the golf management world for a while. Fell into the HOA world, managed HOAs. Then I went over and worked for Pulte Homes and ran their developed real estate and HOA division for Orlando and Jax. And then eventually I left there to start this company. So
that's huge, man. One thing I want to call out: one, you're a business owner. Two, you got that legal background. You've taken that knowledge and pulled it forward into a company that, based on our conversations and me looking at your products and what you're doing and your customer feedback, which is critically important, is you're providing return on their investment because they are seeing the savings in both time and money with their workforce. So that's huge. So where's Optic Systems going in the next 2 to 3 years?
2025 right now for us is we're off to a really good start this year as far as we're just seeing a lot of the contracts or the people that we've reached out to who are interested in the product. Those contracts are coming through. We hope to be in about 25 states in the next 3 years. Anywhere that there's development going on, infrastructure going in, people moving to anywhere there's a need for commercial landscaping, and even maybe some snow removal and stuff like that too. But it's the use cases are endless. We talk to people all the time who have use cases for it, and we really are. We worry about focus sometimes, right? And so we're trying to stick to our 4 and make sure that we service our current clients the right way. But I definitely see a use case for this and more than just 4.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The number of verticals you can potentially get in is almost endless when you think about it, especially from a safety, liability, theft perspective, and just the quality of life, like we had mentioned previously, when you're in the HOA space, just making sure folks or the people that service that area are actually doing what they need to be doing, because if you pay an HOA fee, you definitely want to make sure you're getting your value out of whatever you're paying annually. So that's gigantic.
Well, for us, it's when you think about it, let's say you're building a 30-mile project, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a mix of private, public, city infrastructure and money, all involved in it. And it's like, who's managing it, and how do you know who's supposed to be managing what, and then when you're performing maintenance on it, is that maintenance really getting done, and are your tax dollars really going towards the things that we're saying they're going to, right? All of that stuff can be solved by our solution, because there's no denying.
There's no hiding it.
Yeah, everything's date, time, geotagged. There's just it's right there at your fingertips. Any data that you want to utilize from our system is there at your fingertips. And it really, I think, is going to allow for our clients that are using it and using it the right way to make business decisions in a way that they've never been able to make them, right? A more comprehensive, more holistic view on an overall project. It's just, to your point, it's the use cases.
It's endless.
Yeah.
And then I know that you're, as evolutionary as technology is, you guys are keeping pace, and obviously you're, iPhone 1 to iPhone 23,
Sure.
you guys are making those improvements. So
Sure.
for the customer, you guys are not sitting static. You're constantly making that evolution.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have a 10-year plan for the company as far as where we want to see the technology evolve to, and I think, we're always limited by technology in itself to some
Yeah.
extent, right? But technology is moving so fast
Yeah.
that if it's not available today, there's a good opportunity that 6 months from now or a year from now we'll have access to it. So that's the most fun. I think that's what the team loves is like it's changing every day and it's changing so fast.
That's
and
awesome.
It's exciting to be a part of.
No, I appreciate it. So how do folks find the company and how do they find you?
Yeah, so I'm on LinkedIn. You can look me up, Wesley Hunt on LinkedIn. The company is on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We're on X. And then our website is opticsystems.io. And if you go there, the verticals are listed and kind of more information on the services we provide.
Well, thank you very much.
Chris,
I appreciate you coming and tell your story. This is awesome. I'm very excited for your company and where you're at and the growth you've made in a very short amount of time. And then I think you're going to hopefully you're going to see a hockey stick. It's going to scale quickly because we're going to tell the whole world through this interview what you're doing, and hopefully they're going to reach out. So thanks again, Wesley, for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Hey, folks, you like what you heard? Please share our content. Wesley and I would love to hear from you about what they're doing and what you're doing in the tech space. So take a look at Optic Systems. Take a look at what Wesley and myself are doing on LinkedIn. We'd love to chat with you. See our next segment and live with gratitude.